Hello YouTube, this is Sonic2KK here, and welcome back to another video on my channel. I don't know why you're here, all like 336 of you, as I'm recording this, but I'm happy you're here, yes. And I want to just show you how to use Box2D lights. Now, Box2D lights are very interesting. I'm going to assume you know how to use LibGDX, you know Java, and you know how to use the Box2D LibGDX. If not, I'm going to leave resources in the description on how to learn them, on how to learn how to use Box2D, or not Box2, but how to use LibGDX on the Box2D wrapper for it, and how to learn Java, because there's a lot of good resources for learning Java, and I don't think it's necessary for me to make a tutorial on it, but I meant, but I'm gonna assume you know how to use it, or to use all this stuff, and you will understand what's going on. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm gonna be using Extend, because I really like Extend. Dermot fan introduced me to it. There's a link to his channel in on my channel page on the awesome channels list, featured channels. Sorry. What I call it. Anyway, distractions. I'm going to use Extend, but it'll be pretty much, I will do it the way you would do it in Java. It's the only thing that will really be different for this tutorial is that I won't be using semicolons, and I won't be declaring types, but yeah, you should be able to follow along. So I'm going to assume you have, let's go and download Box2D Lights, because this is going to be about Box2D Lights, as I already said. You're going to be learning how to use Box2D Lights, because if you've used Box2D and you've used LibGDX together and you make something like this, you're like, yeah, well, this is okay. This is the debug rendering, and I'm rendering sprites onto this and everything, and it's going pretty well. But where are my lights? Where are my shadows? What's a game without lights and shadows? Like a side scroller or something. Well, I'm here to answer your question, and you're going to get lights in your game. So, Box2D Lights makes it ridiculously easy to add lights. You don't know how easy, well, you will by the end of this tutorial know how easy it is to add lights. It's like 5 lines of code and a few constructors, and yeah, it's just super easy. So let me get on with the tutorial, and what you want to do is you want to download Box2D Lights. Just search for it and go to the Google Code homepage. Go to google.com/p/box2dlights. And this is what it is. There's an example of it. It's amazing. I can't explain how awesome it is. It's not that hard to use. It does a lot of the low-level math for you. What it is, download it. Go to here and just download this, and go to wherever you downloaded it. I have it here. I already have it installed. What you want to do is unzip it. You want to go here, and the Box2D Lights and Box2D Lights sources, drag them into your libs folder of your main project, not desktop or Android or your HTML project or your iOS project. Tests. Well, mine's called tests. This is just my tests thing. You want to put it in here. Put it in the libs folder in your main project folder, like where you write your code. Put it in there. And then what you want to do is just configure the build path. Go to here, configure build path, and then add jars, and you will go to your tests and libs and click on wherever Box2D Lights would be. It would be here, but I already have it. Then what you want to do is it'll appear here. What you want to do is go here to source, and it would say no source, and you would double click on it, workspace, browse, and you would click on Box2D Lights sources, and just go there and hit OK, and you would have it installed. So once you have that installed, you want to type just to make sure you have it installed, and it's also something you're gonna need. You're gonna need a thing called a array handler, and just import it, Shift Command O or Shift Control O, and if this appears, you have it installed correctly. If not, you're going to need to do something to install it correctly. And also, set up your Box2D. Set up all... Sorry about that. So, like I was saying, what you want to do is set up Box2D and have some shapes and everything, and have a ground, and just set it up like you normally would. And because you need to have a world, and you're gonna need to have shapes to display your shadows. You could have a card, like one of the tutorials that I will link in the description has. But yeah, what you're gonna want to do is go into wherever you created all of your shapes. Mine is in the show method, and what you want to do is you want to type handler, because that's what I call my ray handler, equals new ray handler, and you give it the world as its only parameter, and that's it. And that's your handler. Well, you have to do handler that set combined matrix camera dot combined. Yeah, you should know what this is if you watched the tutorials that I linked in the description. It's basically just compounding everything that we need. But if you're using extend, what you can do is you can just type dot combined matrix, set it equal to this, and this is if you're using extend. You can do the other way if you're using extend as well, but if you're using Java, you have to do set combined matrix, and yeah, should make sense. So this is your handler setup. Well, almost. What you want to do is you want to go into the render method. Actually, this you should set in your render method in case you mess with any matrices. In case you do anything to the handler, which probably won't, but just put it in here. You don't have to, but just put it in there for your practice. And you're also going to want to enable OpenGL 2.0. I'll show you why if you wouldn't. If you didn't, I will show you what will happen at the end of this tutorial. Yeah. And then now you have this setup. You want to create your... Actually, another thing you need to do is for your handler. One last thing, you need to say handler dot update and render, and that's the end of it. You would prevent the season there, but I'm using extend and I don't have to. And then what you want to do is down here, you don't store this in a variable, just type new. This isn't a feature of extend, this is just what you do. You type new and then the type of light you want. I'm going to make a point light. Now let me talk about this. A point light is a light that shines from a particular point. From the position you set in the constructor, it will shine from that point. So what I want to do is I want to get on with it. You need to first give it your ray handler, which mine is called handler. Then you need to say the amount of rays that you want to shine. I'm going to say 100. What's the next one? The color. I'm going to say color dot cyan, because I really like cyan, because I'm a big blue fan. Just import point light, and you want to import color. If you haven't imported it, what else is taking its constructor? Let me just copy this so I can look to see what it does. Oh, right. Color, and then I think the next one is how far you want it to shine. Like how much light do you want to... It's kind of like a sun, if you think about it, like the sun and the amount of rays that come from the sun. This is how many rays will come from the sun, and this is how far it will shine. So I'm gonna say maybe 1,000, because why not? And the next one is the X and Y position, so I'm just going to say 2, 2. This is in meters, by the way. If you know anything about Box2D, you should know that it's in meters. But I kind of forgot about that. Then I want to save this. I want to stop re-indexing, because for some reason that happens for me, and I don't know why. And what you want to do is you want to run it, and you will have shadows. Look at that. Isn't that just awesome? How you have all those nice little shadows. And like here you can kind of see the rays. I don't know if it'll show in the recording, but there's like really light, dark, 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 dark. And yeah, this is what it looks like. It also kind of gives the debug shapes a little bit of a 3D effect. I don't know if that'll show in the recording either, but it makes them look like more kind of realistic. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's say if we set this to 10 and we set the amount of res to 30, what'll happen? Because you can just kind of mess about with it, and it's a lot of fun too. Look at kind of like a sun, and that's how far it shines. Like we set it to we set it to shine 10 meters, and now it's shining 10 meters. I think that'll be 10 meters. No, maybe it's not. I'm not sure how it's measured. Maybe it's not measured in that. Maybe it's measured from the center point. I'm not sure. But you have your light shining, but it's not shining very far. So if we set this to a high number, say 1,000, whenever the recording will be really laggy. Actually, it's interesting if it'll be laggy, because my computer isn't heating up too much. The amount of rays that shine kind of give it more detail, because there'll be more rays kind of per pixel if you think about it. And the farther it shines will also like spread them out more. So you could have like 1,000,000 rays and 500 distance, and it would be crazy laggy, but it would be super realistic. And yeah, this is only for 2D as well, I think, because it's Box2D lights. And I don't even think there's a Box3D. Let's set this to 1,000. 6666, because that was the price of the first Apple computer. Right. Wow, look at that. See how realistic that is? And look how smooth it is. Now, let me show you this without OpenGL 2.0. I think you'll be surprised. Look at that. That isn't smooth at all, is it? Look, that's like really choppy, and that isn't good, is it? I didn't think so. So what you want to do is you want to use OpenGL 2.0 to true, so that it looks more nice, kind of. Look at that. That's just awesome, isn't it? And like it uses collision data. It's kind of like colliding with the sprites, if you think about it. And look, there's the first ray. You can, if you kind of see that, that's like one ray, and then the rest of it's another ray, and so on and so on and so on. There's another ray I've just opened, and you can see it. Yeah, that looks cool, doesn't it? The light. And there's another kind of light that you can use. I'm gonna set this lower. I'm gonna set this to 100 as well. No, I'll set this to 500, because why not? I just love messing about with lights. I've only been using them for like half an hour, and they're awesome. Wow, that looks really choppy. Probably because there isn't many rays. Bring the rays up to about 2, 3, 4, 5. Because why not? Because there's not many rays. It should make sense why it's choppy, because there aren't many rays to be like colliding with. Like you can see the rays there as well. And you can also add like movement and stuff to move these, because they're based off an X and Y position. You can just have it as like a movement.x, on like you can have a movement vector 2 and have it set to like the X and Y position, movement.x and movement.y, and have them move with an input controller if you wanted. That could be awesome. And then you can move the lights. But there's another type of light. and it's called the point light, or cone light, sorry. Cone light. I think those are all the lights that are there. There might be more, but these are the ones I'm going to cover. How long is the video already? 15 minutes. Good thing I have longer videos. Then I want to say, this takes the handler. I think. Import cone light. Yeah, it takes the ray handler, takes an integer, color, float. It takes, I think this is the amount of rays as well. It's a similar constructor to the other one, except you have to add the degrees and stuff. So I want to say the amount of rays it's going to have is going to be 5,000. I've closed that yet, and I want to say color dot. Is there an orange color? Yep, there's an orange color. The distance that it'll shine, I'm gonna set that to 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I'm not set to that. I'll set 300. The X position, it'll be 1 and 1, and then the degree. This is like where it's gonna face. I'm gonna set that to 230. Then the cone degree, like how the degree that it'll shine, like a street light, like it'll go diagonally, kind of. It should make sense whenever I show you it. I'm gonna set it to 1. No, that's gonna be a straight line. I think 360. That might be a circle, actually. Unless I'm being an idiot, which you probably am. And I spelled handler wrong. Oh, an error? Oh, because I didn't save it. Duh. Man. And whoa, look at that. Whoa, that's crazy. Whoa, isn't that just crazy? Whoa. Wow. See, this is what I mean. It's fun to play about with this. It's just a lot of fun to play about with. I don't know how it would work if you had like fixtures and stuff on it. If I test it, I might have a picture on the screen of what it would look like right now. But if I don't, then it probably won't be there. But oh well. But this just looks so cool, doesn't it? It just looks awesome. And like, how many lines of code does it take to do that? Not like to make the lights. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the constructor would be 6. That was 6 lines of code. 6 lines of code. Like, you could do that in about 5 minutes and have an amazing game made in that amount of time. Like, you could have these set around a map, like the cone lights, and like you could have it so that like if you walk into one of those lights, like an alert will go off or something, or like there'll be like you've intruded enemy base or something, like you have to avoid lines or something. Like I don't know, just ideas. Just cool little ideas for your game that you can make. Yeah, this is awesome. I love the Box2D lights. So hopefully you enjoy this tutorial thing. Remember, this is just the handler that it takes, the amount of rays that it'll shine, the color, the distance that it'll shine, and its position. The same for this, up to here, or up to here. This is the direction, the degrees of direction that it'll shine, and the directional degree and the shining degree, if you want to think of it that way. This is like how far it's going to shine. It's going to shine for 360 degrees. Maybe if we lower that to something like 30 degrees, we can see how that looks. I think it'll look like a street light kind of thing. Yeah, it kind of looks like that. That looks pretty good. You kind of like see green and blue and orange here a little bit. And, you know, it's just pretty cool. I think it's awesome, Box2D lights. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I was Sonic2 and I will see you in the next video.